Yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another GTA 5 video. So as I'm sure all of you guys are aware, Rockstar Games have been rolling out police special weekly updates by releasing a ton of new police outfits alongside a bunch of police discounts, as well as offering money on all of the police dispatch work missions. Now we do know that Rockstar Games are hyping up a lot of this police content to do with the winter DLC, where they will be rolling out more police themed content. I told you guys about a bunch of the police vehicles that Rockstar Games have been releasing over the past 2 years, as well as the outfits, weapons and free mode events. However, thanks to some brand new leaks, we've got some exciting news as to some new police abilities that Rockstar Games will be adding into the game, including a new driving ability when being a police officer, and also some cool stuff like arresting players and putting them in custody. Of course, we do know the original COPS N CROOKS DLC was meant to be the biggest DLC in GTA 5 Online that Rockstar Games pretty much completed, and they're not letting it go to waste. So now they are drip feeding a bunch of this content into the game, which I am going to be fully breaking down in today's video. So as always, if you guys do want to enjoy the video and you do appreciate me keeping you up to date with all of the latest GTA 5 and soon to be GTA 6 news, all I ask is you do return the favor by dropping a like down below, and if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. With that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so as I mentioned in the intro, a bunch of this cop themed content that you're now seeing Rockstar Games roll out was of course originally meant to be included with the COPS N CROOKS DLC. Of course, this was most obvious around 2 years ago when Rockstar Games released the Chop Shop DLC, which included police vehicles. However, before the Chop Shop DLC, a lot of you guys may not be aware that stuff like the random event in free mode known as the crime scenes was also an event included with the COPS N CROOKS DLC that was also drip fed into the game alongside a brand new weapon, which was also a police rifle, once again included with the COPS N CROOKS DLC. Now of course, it didn't make sense for Rockstar Games to officially announce these events and weapons as police or COPS N CROOKS themed content, as at the time we didn't even have police outfits or vehicles available. However, like I mentioned, only this week you can go ahead and unlock the winter LSPD officer outfit by completing 3 dispatch work missions, and if you simply own the park ranger vehicle, you can also unlock the winter park ranger outfit. And like I mentioned, ever since the Chop Shop DLC, Rockstar Games have been including police vehicles with every single DLC since. The most recent DLC, of course, being the Money Fronts DLC, even included the Highway Patrol motorcycle. And of course, by purchasing the police motorcycle, you guys will unlock the Summer Highway Patrol officer outfit. So it seems to be that Rockstar Games were releasing a bunch of the smaller items, like I said, including weapons, free mode events, and saving off for the bigger pieces of this DLC, including the outfits, the police station property, along with the police vehicles, closer towards the end of GTA 5 Online, as this is creating a completely different feel in free roam, having a bunch of players complete police work rather than criminal activities. Now, as I mentioned in the video a few days ago, there was also police station properties that would have been available to purchase. If you haven't seen that video, I will leave it linked down low in the comment section. However, it would make sense, of course, having police station properties to be able to arrest and put players in custody, and it looks like due to these new leaks, Rockstar Games do plan on making this a thing. However, one thing I also spoke about briefly in a previous video was the fact that there was gang locators found in the game files, showing that we could be part of a gang known as the Lost, the Vargos, or the Cops. Now, there was more coding found showing different features and blips that would have been included whilst being a cop or a crook, which is very, very interesting indeed. So these would have basically been different player states that you guys could have found yourself in. So you guys would have appeared on the map in a different way depending what state you guys were in. So as you can see by the coding, it reads radar trace underscore player state arrested. So of course, with a police DLC or a police feature, it would make sense for players to be arrested. So once you guys were arrested, your player would have been in the state of probably being in handcuffs of being able to be controlled by whoever was a police officer. As I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen over the years in GTA 5 RP, a lot of players do roleplay as police officers, and they are able to put players under arrest, very similar to how this coding would have worked. Now another bit of coding reads radar trace underscore player state custody. So obviously once you guys go ahead and arrest the player, you would be able to go ahead and put them under custody. So the difference with being arrested and being put under custody, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware already, you could be arrested anywhere. So you could pull a player over in the middle of the street and arrest them, but once they're put into custody, that insinuates they've been taken over to a police station, or they're either being transported in a police vehicle. So of course, just like we have a ton of different features already in GTA 5 Online that are time limited. One example of this is you can only spin the lucky wheel inside the casino once every 24 hours. So it would make sense once a player is arrested and put under custody, you would be maybe limited or prohibited by doing a bunch of stuff for a set period of time. I don't think you'd be arrested or put in custody for 24 hours, but maybe something short like 15 minutes or 40 minutes, making enough so players won't want to be arrested in the future. But either way, it would have been very interesting to see, especially in the way GTA 5 works. And considering, of course, Rockstar Games did acquire or purchase CFX.re, which is the group behind some of GTA 5 and Red Dead 2's most popular mods, it's definitely a route Rockstar Games were exploring or trying to go ahead and implement themselves. And now they have got some of the best modders working for them for GTA 6. I can definitely see them implementing this in some way, shape or form. And it really would make sense when you think about it, being put into custody, being able to just interact with players in the jail cells for a set period of time. I think what would happen is you'd end up getting a lot of lonely people just getting arrested on purpose, trying to meet some friends in jail. It really would be a funny situation. Now, another player state was known as driving. Now, a lot of you guys like myself might be just thinking to yourself, what the hell do you mean driving? GTA 5, GTA 4, GTA 1, you could be driving. It's part of the goddamn game. I mean, the name of the game is Grand Theft Auto, which is literally the crime of robbing vehicles. So driving obviously is in the game naturally. However, this would have been a certain style or player state that your character would have been in when driving. So for example, if you guys are playing as a cop or a police and you're thinking, where the hell are the crooks? Where are they going? Where are they driving? They would show up as a player state blimp as the crook is driving, therefore just making it available for players who are playing as cops or police officers to locate who is actually a crook. And it would make sense, of course, because the map is absolutely massive. If we was all able to just appear off the radar and go around wherever we wanted and then just appear on the radar, it'd be very hard for players who are playing as police officers to go ahead and pursue these players and give them a chase as a police officer. Now, the next blimp read player state key holder. Now, I'm pretty sure this would have been a player state for a police officer, considering you can arrest players. So of course, whilst the player was in the player state of key holder, that's most likely once they've arrested the player, they have the option to go ahead and unarrest them or put them into custody. And the next player state kind of indicates why one police officer would have been the key holder whilst the other one wasn't, because the next player state reads radar underscore trace underscore player state underscore partner. Therefore, of course, it's most likely as a police officer, you would have had a partner with you when patrolling or going ahead and pursuing criminals or crooks in GTA 5 Online, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware. And this is pretty much standard practice with most police forces around the world, that they do roll around in couples or a pair of two. So I think this is another reason when Rockstar Games were really trying to encourage co-op play and community themed play, as they mentioned when they dropped the Cayo Perico heist. Having a partner who also would have been a police officer with you taking on criminals, I think really would have built a solid community around players either being crooks or police officers in the game. Of course, there is tons of different ways we can be a criminal in the game. You could be an arms dealer, a pharmaceutical dealer, you can rob banks, you can rob stores, you can rob cars. However, I think there is such a large community that really would have loved to go ahead and be on the other side of that and pursue the players while they were going ahead and being a crook. Whether this would have took part in a normal free roam world or it would have been a separate game mode that would have included cops or crooks, either way I think a lot of players really would have enjoyed this mode. And like I said, these were just some of the game files that were found in GTA 5 Online, so there was tons of different other game files, from a ranking up system as being a police officer, so you could prestige your officer, which would have most likely unlocked different capabilities or different outfits and weapons. There was also a collectible challenge where you had to go around and collect police badges, tons of different police vehicles, outfits, plus much more. So like I said, I have made a playlist where it's more easier for you guys to find all of this content in one location. If you are interested in what Rockstar Games haven't released into the game yet, that like I said, they are starting to drip feed with the more recent DLCs. Me personally, I am hoping we do see more police vehicles, as if you guys have missed my previous video, there was coding showing that there was a police panto vehicle. So I'm really hoping that Rockstar Games do go ahead and release more police cars into the game with this big summer update. And as always, if we do get any more new leaks or news, I will be sure to keep you guys up to date straight away. And if you guys want to make sure you do keep up to date before I post any of my videos, do be sure to go ahead and join my Discord server, which will be linked as a pinned comment underneath this video. We've also got tons of active GTA 5 players, so whether you guys want to trade cars, have fun on the game, or just grind money, you're guaranteed to find a player over there. Nonetheless, that is going to do it from me, guys. As always, if you do appreciate me keeping you up to date with all of the latest news, all I ask is you do return the favor by dropping a like down below. And if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.